So this video is to show you how all these things come together. This is a view of my setup. What kind of keyboard I use, how I use the front page over here, how I have the Excel. Usually I have the Excel on this screen all the way on the left side, and I have this part stretched out across here. It's very easy to move these windows. I'm not going to teach you how to do that. You could figure that out yourself. One of the first things I want to tell you about is this default apps section. If you have Windows 10, you want to set another browser to be a default. So for me, the default browser is this guy. This is Firefox. Search online for Firefox. The two browsers I recommend using is, one of them is Firefox. The other one is called Brave. One has a little lion icon, and the other guy has this little, I guess, fox over the world flying around. Search for Brave download or Brave browser download, and search for Firefox. Firefox I have set up as my default app. Why do I have it set up? Is because I have this separate thing where it's called Stream Deck. What Stream Deck allows you to do is program certain websites and other things like that. So for example, if I want to do some research on Wikipedia, I press this button and it pops up on over here. Or let's say I want to research world coins from the 1600s. I have the PDFs saved on my PC. I just press this button and it should appear eventually. Okay, pressing the button. Maybe two of them is going to pop up. Okay, maybe this one isn't working, but maybe this guy's going to work. Okay, see this world coins 1700 to 1801. That's how it could be easily found. So Stream Deck is pretty cool. This default apps, just search by clicking over here and type in default apps over here, and this default apps screen pops up, and you scroll down here, web browser, and you select which one you want to do. So I have the research screen web browser, which I have set up over here as a separate screen, because with the Stream Deck it sends the thing to the default browser. I don't want it annoying me while I'm listing. So this is pretty cool. This is the setup. I use the Brave browser. Brave browser is basically Google Chrome minus the spying. Google apparently spies on you like crazy. And the Chromium is the basic understanding and behind it that is really powerful. All right, getting to the main points. All right, so things like this you could set up yourself, and things like this. This is my keyboard. Let me see this power button. So we can make it. So you could make it light up different colors, and these are macro keys. Keys 1 through 6. In the guide section, I show you exactly what to set up and what each one does. But basically quickly put, is when I press the G1 button over here, you see the code up there? The G1 button, we first have to be in here. Bang. What it does is that it optimizes the code. Why do we need the code optimized? Is that apparently eBay likes the code optimized without any breaks or spots or stops, and that's why we have that. This G2 button, when you press that, you have the file save as menu screen. Where's the menu screen? Oh, it's right here. So then you could save the file, name your file, let's say the item number, and then you press save. What I recommend doing is that with your files, you create a file, new, file new, and on the right side you click one page website, then you browse over here, select your desktop, call it test site, or whatever you want to call it. You could call it your descriptions. Test site. And open. And it's should see something, right? So now I just created a brand new test site. So when you open up the browser, you could when you open up this front page, when you're opening it up from scratch, like this might be blank, you might not have it open automatically. You go to File, Open Site, and click on the desktop, and then you click on the test site. Open, right? So the new files that you save are going to be automatically saved here. Let's say we create the blank page. All right. So this is basically a basic setup. You have to click here for the split setup. The original view is the design view, which doesn't have any of the stuff, but you want the guts. And this could be resized when you move the mouse over. You could resize it. So why don't we just put it all together, and you're going to do a listing of the over the shoulder view. So I'm going to put this guy over here. I'm going to do my best here with this camera being in front of my nose and show you how I do it. All right, so here's basically the coin that we have. Here's the basic coin that we have is this Morgan, right? Morgan dollar, NGC certified slab, and this is the item number. This is pretty much very similar. My pictures are hosted on my own website, TrustedCoins.com. I use the site called Bluehost, and I use a thing called QtFTP to upload the image to the server. All right, so what do I first do? So I have a couple options. For me, I personally already have the standards ready for this kind of coin. So because it's 1883-0, I have a format I designed a while back. So we open up the folder, right? Coin designs, let's say, and we type in Morgan Morg NGC. See, I have already the standard. Bang. Drag this bad boy in here. My standard has all the description already ready. You see, because the Morgans, they're pretty much a modern coin. They have all the same size and weight. I got this from the coin catalog. You know, one of these bad boys. That's the one that gets referenced. You can easily find it by searching for, let's say, Morgan Numista 1883. And there's a site called Numista, and it gives you the KM number, right? And when you have the KM number, then you could open up the 1800s, this guy, and you click United States of America, and do a Control F for number 110. Number 110. So this is the Morgans. It gives you a little bit of a table, but the most important information here is the ASW weight. Most coin dealers and coin auction houses don't show this information, but I think it's very valuable information for the coin. So like this ASW, the rest of the stuff, like for the description, let's say if it's a world coin, you could get from here. Just copy and paste it. Well, mine's is obviously better formatted. I've been doing this for years. These things are called hyperlinks. So we're just going to go from step by step what do I do here. So we have item number, this guy, 79850. I double click on this guy, I-79850 up here, Control H. Control H. Then this guy comes up. What it does is that it selects the old number, and then you type in this guy, 79850. Then you click over here, find in the source code. You'll always do this. You press replace all. You see? So now we replaced the picture because the picture is on my server, which is TrustedCoins.com. I don't know if you can see when you click it here, the background code, see TrustedCoins.com/images, and then it has 79850. Because I have this item number over here, and it matches the picture number over here, and I have these thumbnail images come up automatically when I change one number. So it just replaces the I-79850 5 times within the code. Next, I'm going to change it to the year that this guy is, 1883-0. So 1883. Oh, next. It's an MS63 coin. MS63. Next, I copy this certification number. 473832-009. Then I press the G1 button. What that does is that, see this code? It starts making these spaces, right? So we just optimize the text. Then I press G2, and I save the file as 1883 O Morgan, and save it with the new item number. This would be the same thing if you opened up an older description, like you would just do it. This would be like an old item number that was used, 79850, and then I press save. So because I've been listing a lot of Morgans, I set up the standard. And what I'm trying to show you here specifically is that once you set up the system, you could easily find things. So we remember that we want to do a sell similar on an old Morgan, so you don't have to retype the text. So what I do is I drag this guy in again to remember which item number we used. It was I79701. So what we do is we search inside the store, 79701, bang. Click this guy. We click sell similar. Bang. Maybe later. Crap. I79701. Okay. Next, what we do is we change this one to 1883. This guy we didn't change up here. Oh, this is the old one. Okay. 1883. Oh, okay, very good. Now we delete the old SKU which I had over here. This one is also 1883. I copy this guy from here, Control C, then do Control V. So I'm holding down Control, then V. Control C copies a thing, and then they end up paste it. If something is a mint state, I write MS before the item number because it's very easy to miss it. Otherwise, you might write MS in there. So you press delete all, bang. This is the certification. If your coin is uncertified, you just select uncertified here. Composition silver, because I already typed this stuff over here. I just press Control C, select it, then I press Control C, then I press Control V. This same year, 1883. Grade is also MS63 on this one. And the mint is New Orleans. Because I'm selling similar and I've done a lot of these, it's already kind of set up. So now we just need so we have the certification number, the grade is the same, so let's just say we change that. We change the year, we change the mint, okay. And 79701, what we do is we click inside here, we click inside the code right up here, and we press the G6 button, which is Control A, Control C. So what it did was it just copied all the code from in there, and then it goes here, and then you do Control A and Control V. So notice it's now 79850 item number. So now what we do is right click, copy image address, then we do add from the website, Control V. Because I have these slabs saved as ABCD, I do AB, add another, BB, DB, and CB. So for regular coins, when I have just two images, I use O and R, so it would be OB and RB. Basically put there, I have 8 images in total for this coin. I have these thumbnail images that show up in the listing. that are smaller. There are 200 pixels in size. Pixels is that dimension count. I don't know how to explain it otherwise. And I have the actual description, which is the big picture, the original size picture, as OB and RB. In case it gives you an error screen over here complaining about that, I talked about quick photo resizer. Basically put is that you drag the picture in here that's offending you or offending eBay, and you select, let's say, edit settings, and you select these settings, minimum 750. So this way, when you're uploading it, it would be like that. If you were actually doing it on your computer, you would just press add this. So this would just show up your computer screen from your hard drive. So you don't necessarily need a server to get started, but it's a good idea to have these formats, because over time you can have things like I have here. Who am I dealing with? All these things may make a lot of sense, because these questions people asked all the time, and now because I have them clarified, people most of the time don't ask these questions. Who I am, what I do, where I'm from, whatever. It becomes all irrelevant. It's all just very simple, because the pictures are on my server. I know what I'm exactly working with. But basically, if you don't have a server, you just wouldn't have the pictures over here in the description, but you might have the description over here written out, right? It'd be like, oh, you're getting the exact picture, and then you would just upload from the computer. Let's say you're starting out. This would probably be similar on an iPad, and you might be able to skip cropping images and doing image editing, which I do is I crop all the images out first, then I upload it to the server. So that means I remove any extra white space around the coin and just leave the coin by itself. It looks nice and pretty and things like this. For slabbed coins, you always want to have the 4 images, or at least the top two, because eBay requires that you have the picture of the slab, because otherwise people are supposed to know that it's a slabbed coin and that it was slabbed by NGC. The NGC slab number could actually be on TrustedCoins.com, verified, and the certification, things like that. So we have that. Because I have the title similar, because I had the item number, I was able to do a quick search inside my eBay store. It was able to come up very easily. So we have pretty much we're looking over 79,850. This is the correct description, 1883, blah blah blah. So over here, what are the settings here that we want to do? The settings here is, let's say we make this a 697, right? This is gonna get discounted, but we want to make sure we select best offer here, and we want to select fixed price. PayPal, all that good stuff. The domestic, you could choose whether international or domestic. These are my shipping costs that I put in automatically. For international express mail, it's going to cost $65, but I don't want to scare people away. But if something is like $500, I just put the $65 price. If they don't want it, I just ship it the regular way, I guess, for the international one. This is the part you want to actually look at. This sell it faster feature. This is a brand new feature, and it shows you a similar rate to what other people are paying. So what that means is that your listing is going to start showing up in front of others. But if your price sucks anyway, you most likely won't sell it. So no matter how much lipstick you put on a pig, it's still a pig. But basically this, and then you press list that item, and we have the item listed. Okay, so I have in this section of the chapter linked. It's obviously much quicker when you're not doing an explanation. The main takeaway over here is that this is bringing this all together. Let's just take a quick look at the Excel, why it's very powerful. Okay, what's cool about Excel is that, see the search functionality over here? If we type in, let's say this is the United States, asterisk, any spaces or any other things that you want to do. So you could put states, 1883, let's say, asterisk, dollar, right? And when you press find all, it finds all my dollars, right? And then I could basically use the item number. You see the item number is on the left. You see the item number is here. And you could also see that the item number is in the file we used. See this file number? No, it's not on this file, but later, let's say if I'm selling a similar coin, 79703, I could just find this guy, drag it into this guy, change around the picture, change around, let's say, the year, if it's the wrong year, change around the grade for the NGC, or throw this out if there's no grade, and press sell similar on eBay and list it. So that's the powerful thing, because this search functionality, I would say, is probably one of the most revolutionary things. When you have, for example, let's say you want a Julius Caesar denarius, and you want the one with the Venus, all right? You do that, boom. So Julius Caesar, asterisk, denarius, Venus. But what's cool about it is that you don't have to even type out the whole denomination. Jewel, you could write Jewel says, den, Ven. So basically what we want is that it's in the order that it's in the description. So most of the time the name of the ruler is first, then the denomination of the coin is, and what on the reverse type, and you do find all. So let's say if you had it in the past, you're going to be able to find it. And then you could look at each one of the descriptions, going through each one of them, see which one is a similar type. But the same thing could be done with regards to the reference numbers. So let's say you had the reference number over here, RSC 41, right? RSC, this guy. Copy the reference number. So you want a coin that you figured it out, the reference number from the book, bang, paste it into here, you do find all. And the only coin that it was to that reference number. So basically, if you wanted to find the exact same coin and say exact same description, you might be able to find it. This is what happens when you develop a database over time. And then you could take this guy, 77659, and open it up like this, 77659. Okay, it's not coming up here. Should find. Then you take the file, drag them up here, and then you can change it around, right? So why this is important is that you could build up a database over time. You have a place to save the files, and it all works together. This guy, and together with eBay. And it becomes a circle. Then you have the keyboard. Then you have all the different functions of the keyboard. There's two different versions that you could buy that are manufactured at this point. Basically, this is the cheaper one. This is called the K55. The keyboard is not mechanical, but you probably don't need a mechanical if you're just starting out. And these 6 keys are programmable. I have over here the more fancy version. This has a different feel, more tactile feel of the keyboard. The back is like aircraft grade aluminum. These keyboards, they feel nice. It just feels premium throughout. And it's RGB, so you could actually change the colors around in the software. So we go through here. And this is what it looks like when you first started out. Let's see, do a search. Type in Corsair. It's called IQ. Bang. So you open up this guy, you click the device that you have, you click this guy actions, and then you create this. How do you create it? You just press plus, and then you start selecting. You could do record the events, but the way that I have the settings set up is just have keyboard events. So the first, let's say the optimized, this is Alt, T, H, and enter. So you just press the record button, Alt, T, H, enter. Then you stop the record. And then you could click this guy and you click on the keyboard key you want to make it. And you see it turn into a G1 over here. So now you set that keyboard to that. So it basically does the optimization for the for the text. Like when it's optimized, it basically removes the text. I should have a part of the guide to do that. And I hope you found this useful. I tried to make it as concise as possible. The K55 and the K95, they're called gaming keyboards, but the powerful thing about the gaming keyboard is that you get the software free, and then you could program the different macros. They used to make an 18 key version, but they stopped making it. These are the ones that you can get right now. So I have on my main computer the K95, but on other computers I have this K55. This guy's about $50, and this guy's about between 160 and 200. This one feels really nice though, but it's very sensitive and it takes some getting used to. So I hope you found this useful, and yeah, I'll talk to you soon, my friends.